We now present another episode in a radio series based on the world-famous BBC comedy success, Steptoe and Son. With Wilfred Bramble as Albert and Harry H. Corbett as Harold. This week, A Star is Born.
So there you go, recipe time will be coming up in 5 minutes, so get your pencils and papers poised. In the meantime, while you are fantastically poised, as we are, we have another request, actually. And this time it's from Mr. Harold Steptoe of Old Drum Lane, Shepherd's Bush, and he writes thuswise. He says, "Dear Jim," which is a good way to start a letter to me, I suppose, "I listen to your prog every morning while I'm working on the round, and so does my old man while he's stinking in his pit."
Saucy pillock. 5 million people heard that.
And he says, "I'd like you to play a record for him together with a message." And the message reads, "Mr. Steptoe Pear," he says, "get up and get your finger out and get my dinner on. Because I'll be home early, Sarnoon." So that's the message. Here's the record. Dem bones, dem dry bones.
You can stuff your record and your recipe. Be home early? What does he think he's got, a part-time job? Well, I ain't cooking anything for him. You'd have to make do with some takeaway curry. Dad? I'm home! Whack there! Yeah.
Well, now, let's see what we've got. Now, where's my list? Oh, here we are. Right. There's one Victorian oil lamp. Right, check. 4 swords. We've got them inside. Check. Assorted cane furniture. Oh, there's a couple of chairs on here somewhere. Yeah, clean them up. They'll be all right. Check. Indian carpet. That's in my bedroom. Check. Now, what else do they need?
There you are. Just been out to get your dinner.
Yeah, I know. Curry again.
How do you know?
I could smell you coming down the street.
Well, you like curry.
I know I do. I've had it 5 times this week. And it's still only Thursday. We had it once for breakfast. Look at me, I'm turning brown.
Well, it does you good in this weather. Warms you up, mate. I got chicken madras, mutton vindaloo, beef biryani, bingy bhaji, vegetable curry, half a dozen poppadoms, 9 and a tanner. I know he does it.
I do, mate. When did you last see a cat round here?
That'd be disgusting. He wouldn't do things like that. Yeah, well, if you don't want any, I'll have it. I'll cook you something else.
No, thank you. I've had enough of your Jimmy Young cock-up.
Oh. And that's another thing. You made a laughing stock of me, haven't you?
Oh, you heard it then?
Heard it? The whole country heard it. You want your brains tested giving our address out on the BBC, telling everybody you were out on the round and I was in here on my own. It's an open invitation, isn't it? We could have been robbed.
Oh, yes. I've no doubt that hundreds of gangs of international art thieves are at this very moment converging on London from all corners of the world. Last night, members of the flying squad raced to London Airport after a tip-off that a priceless cast-iron mangle was being smuggled out of the country. This and the 3 gas stoves that was impounded at Dover are now safely back under lock and key in the collection of that eccentric art connoisseur, Mr. Albert Steptoe. 24 hours. Shepherd's Bush. Get the dinner ready.
What are you going to do with all that junk?
If you must know, I'm getting some props and costumes together for the next production at the Civic Hall.
Oh, good. Are they on the ear roll again?
I'm very happy to be able to play a part in the cultural life of the community.
I don't know why you bother. People don't want to see that rubbish. The last one you dragged me along to, Richard the 111th.
Richard III.
Yeah. Terrible.
Shakespeare? Terrible?
Well, it was the way they did it. 10 people in the audience, including us. Oh, what a disaster. The curtain goes up, matey hobbles on. Now is the winter of our discontent. And his hump falls off. They're amateurs, Harold.
Of course they're amateurs. I mean, that's why it's so worthwhile. You're a right knocker, you are. You never give nobody any encouragement. As it happens, they're developing into a very good little company. I mean, their last few productions has been very well attended. And I, for one, am proud to be associated with them.
Cobblers. All you're interested in is the leading lady.
I've got nothing to do with it. I do admit, I admire Madeleine Bannerman very much, but purely on an artistic level.
Get out of it. You went as red as a beetroot when you met her backstage.
I didn't go red through meeting her. I was embarrassed by the way you was behaving, calling Richard III Humperdinck all night long. And then saying to Miss Bannerman, you ought to join the Bristol Old Vic. It's not her fault she's flat-chested, is it?
Oh, it was only a joke.
In extremely bad taste.
Well, what's all this stuff for, then? What a load of old rubbish are they doing this week?
We're performing a new play that has been especially written for us by our producer, Rupert Fainesmuir. And we are performing it at the Civic Hall next week.
We?
Yes, we. I'm in it.
You? On the stage?
And why not?
Oh, no. Oh, don't. Oh, stop it. Don't make me laugh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I fail to see anything amusing.
Hello, Dwarling. Oh, hello, Dwarling. Oh, lovely Dwarling. Sawyer Hamlet, Dwarling. Up yours, Dwarling. Kiss me elbow, Dwarling.
I don't think I cares to continue this discussion. Excuse me. I mean, I have work to do in the house.
What are you going to call yourself? Lawrence O'Toole?
I haven't made up my mind yet, so I might keep my own name. Harold Steptoe. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm proud of our name, even with you in the family. Yes, Harold Steptoe. It has a nice ring to it.
Ah, don't be silly, Harold. You'll only make a fool of yourself. You can't act. It takes years to learn. You have to go to school.
Not necessarily. I mean, lots of actors have started in rep. It's the finest experience you can get. I mean, our Richard III, he's never been to drama school. He's an income tax inspector. Rupert says I'm a natural. He says I've got potential, and he's been around. He's a professional. I've seen his press cuttings. Oldham, Bradford, Barnsley.
If he's such a good actor, then why isn't he in the West End?
I had to give up acting. He was very ill. It left him with a weak bladder. And he can't stay on the stage for long periods.
Cool, blimey, a right goon show this is going to be.
Typical, ain't it? You don't give anybody credit for anything. Oh, it would get right up your nose if I was to become a star, wouldn't it, eh? I mean, you'd be choked up to here, wouldn't you? You'd like to see me get on, wouldn't you? You'd like to see me get out of this rat hole and get to the top, making films all over the world. Rome, Madrid, Hollywood, playing opposite all that international crumpet. And Rockwell Welsh, Werner Leasley and Jane Fonda.
Yeah, Irene Handel's more your mark.
I would be very honoured to play opposite Miss Handel. Because don't you make any mistake, it could happen. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for. I've got a feeling. This is the one job where an education don't matter. You don't need A-levels to be an actor. For years I've been stuck here, not knowing which way to go, not knowing how to express myself. I thought, well, acting, I mean, that could be it. Oh, look, I'm not building castles in the air, Dad. I realise he has to have a bit of luck, but it happens to other people. Why not me? I'm not a bad-looking fella. I mean, if Follow would get hold of me, they'd do my nose and my teeth and pin my ears back. I could look as good as any of them.
So could King Kong, if they did that to him. Stop dreaming, Harold. It don't happen to blokes like you.
It does! Sean Connery was a lorry driver. He's the same age as me, and I've got more hair than he has. No, I didn't expect any help from you, but you'll be the first one on board my yacht, won't you? Yeah, well, I've got news for you. You're barred. The moment I sees you walking up the gangplank, I shall pull it away. I shall tell the captain, full steam ahead, and see if you can get him with the propellers. Go on.
The only yacht you'll ever have is the plastic one in your bath.
Yeah, we shall see. And if you wouldn't mind serving for dinner, I have got work to do. Must get this dungey cleaned up and ready for my guests.
What guests?
At 8 o'clock, the entire company is meeting here for our first rehearsal. A new play by Rupert Fainesmuir, a drama of the Northwest Frontier, entitled...
Up your Khyber.
entitled Guilt, the White Man's Burden.
What are they rehearsing round here for?
Because the karate club is using the hall tonight. Now, hurry up, come on.
Here you are. Chicken madras and mutton vindaloo. Get that down, you. It might help you to get into character. It's not too hot.
Oh, God. My voice. If I make my debut sounding like Louis Armstrong, I'm gonna murder you.
Harold, I'll go. Hello, sailor. Have you brought tea up already?
Don't be sarcastic. All actors wears gears like this when they're lounging. Cary Grant wears it all the time. And another thing, why haven't you gone out? They'll be here in a minute.
I'm not going out.
What do you mean, you're not going out? You promised.
I've changed my mind. I want to stay here and watch you.
You're not staying here taking the mickey out of me.
Be the biggest audience you're ever liable to see. You'll have to get used to that. Heckling, it's part of your training, getting the bird.
I've no intention of getting the bird. Oh, God, they're here. Oh, Dad, look, please, go out. I mean, I don't ask you for much.
It's too cold.
Go to bed then.
No, it's too early.
Right, stay here. But I'm warning you.
You put that sort of down.
This is very important to me. One word out of you. Right, out of place. And the next item on the menu will be curried ghoulies. All right. Just watch it. That's all.
Yes, darling. Anything you say, darling.
Oh, you found it all right. Do come in.
Come on, darlings, in you go.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Oh, Jeremy, darling. Be a darling, darling. Take my coat, darling. Oh, thank you, darling.
Now, Nemone, darling, do come in, darling. Now, get the door closed, would you? That's lovely. Now, Harold, I don't believe that you know everybody. Now, this is our new leading lady, Nemone Wagstaff.
How do you do?
Hello. I've heard so much about you.
Have you? Oh, good, I hope. Well, what happened to Miss Bannerman?
Yes, what indeed?
Oh, well, actually...
No, please, no. Do let me tell this one. Now, you know she was married, don't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes. She was married to Norman, who worked the lights. Well, it was all a bit umpty, and we were all expecting something. But anyway, you remember Jack, who played Jim in John Loves Jane?
Yes.
Well, he was married to Janice, who played his mother. He said, well, it seems that Jack came home from work last night and packed his bags and went. There's an empty desk at the gasboard showrooms this morning.
He went. I mean, just like that.
Scarpered with the Bannerman. They've gone into production on their own. Now, we're very lucky to have got hold of Nemone. A tremendous experience.
Oh, really?
Yes, a right little pro, aren't you, darling?
Oh, I shall look forward to playing opposite you, Harold.
Oh, I do hope I don't let you down. I'm very inexperienced.
Oh, I'm sure not in everything.
Yes. Won't you all come into the lounge?
Oh, I say, what a business! What a super set! Straight out of Love on the Dole.
This is our own.
Oh, I say, I didn't mean to be rude.
Oh, may I introduce my pater?
Oh, hello.
Pater, this is our producer, Rupert Fainesmuir.
How do you do?
Delighted.
I'm sorry to hear about your illness. If you get caught short, the bog's outside.
Anyone like a drink?
Well, now, nothing alcoholic now. We've got work to do.
Oh, would you like some cocoa?
Yes, cocoa will be fine.
Yes, Peter, go make some cocoa.
No, I want to watch.
Go make some cocoa. I'm terribly sorry for the delay.
Oh, that's all right now. Yes, well, now, shall we come along? Now, let's get started, shall we? Now, you've all got your words.
Yeah, I've got most of the props together. I think you're going to be pleased with them. I've got some uniforms as well.
Oh, yes, lovely.
And I must say that I have read the play, and I think it is quite magnificent.
Thank you, dear boy.
So I only hope that your confidence in me is not misplaced, and I don't make a ball. I don't mess it up.
My dear boy, I've never been wrong yet. In any case, I love the challenge of presenting a new face to my public. Now, listen, is everybody ready? Now, listen, now, briefly, the play takes place in a beleaguered fort on the Indian frontier during the Afghan Rising. Now, a punitive expedition by the British has failed, and they are now surrounded by 50,000 savage tribesmen, whom, of course, we don't see. Now, it's a one-set play, and the general's bungalow inside the compound, and the action deals with the last 2 days of their lives. Now, the dramatist personae...
The what?
The cast list. Now, the cast are officer commanding the fort, that's General Sir Langham Willoughby, that's you, Jeremy. His wife, Lady Cecilia, Deirdre, their beautiful daughter, Ariadne, Nemone, and her fiancé, Lieutenant Carstairs, that's you, Harold.
Oh, yes.
Now, also in the fort are Gunga Din. Manville blacking up again, I'm afraid.
That's nice.
And the General's Batman, that's you, Timmy.
Rupert, darling, I don't wish to knock it at this stage, but don't you think the plot's just a teensy-weensy bit, well, old-fashioned? For 1974, I mean.
I thought you'd read it, darling.
Well, I have, darling.
Well, then surely you must have realized that that's deliberate. I mean, that the whole thing is an analogy between the British in India and the Americans in Vietnam.
Oh, yes. I mean, that is the first thing what struck me. I mean, that's why I like it so much. It has a profound social message for us all.
Thank you, Harold. Thank God for an intelligent actor.
Well, it's probably that I've had more time to study it than my fellow players.
Now, the only other member of the cast is a special government envoy. Now, the Right Honourable, the Lord Carruthers, KC, who has been personally sent by Queen Victoria to negotiate with the Mad Mullah. Now, unfortunately, we've got a bit of a problem there.
Why's that?
Reg hasn't turned up. No, he had all his teeth out this morning and he won't get his new set back until after we open. So, it's going to be a rather difficult part to cast. Now, Lord Carruthers is a man of 70, a distinguished career behind him, a military bearing, a patrician-like face, small in stature, but come and get it! Don't move!
Eh?
Say that again.
Say what again?
What you just said. Come and get it! Remarkable. Such resonance, it's amazing.
No!
Pardon?
I'm not having him in it.
But he's perfect. I mean, look at that face. That is the Right Honourable Lord Carruthers to a T.
That is my old dad, who's an ignorant old git. He'll ruin it.
No, I don't think so. Now, have you ever been on the stage before?
No, he hasn't.
Yes, I have.
When?
1914-18 war. Troops, concerts.
Of course, you've done everything, haven't you? If we needed a brain surgeon, you'd be the first up, wouldn't you?
Oh, I took my mate's leg off once in the trenches. I made a very good job of it. I only had a bayonet, and the field doctor said it was the finest...
Oh, shut up! Give the Kirko round. Rupert,
Yes.
can I have a word with
Yes,
you?
certainly.
Private? Look, Rupert, he is making a terrible big mistake. He'd be terrible. I mean, he can't act. He can't play a lord with a voice like that.
But he talks like you.
Oh, yes, but I'm like Michael Caine. I can put it on, like he did in Zulu.
Well, perhaps your father can too.
He can't. He's as coarse as sandpaper.
Mr. Steptoe,
Eh?
can you speak with an upper-class accent?
What do you mean? Like this old chap?
You see, he's perfect.
He's not perfect. He's rotten.
Of course, if you wanted more Sanders, there was an officer in my regiment who had a most frightfully interesting voice. I mean...
Shut up! He'll never keep it up. He's a right god blimey.
Well, I think we'll take a chance on him. Now, Mr. Steptoe, how would you like to play Lord Carruthers?
Oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. Might be a giggle.
Oh, splendid. Now, here's a script. Now, the part is marked.
Right, well, I've warned you. It'll be a disaster, so be it on your own heads.
All right, now. Is everybody ready? Now, we'll go from the top. Now, the scene opens. The scene opens at dusk. There's a lull in the fighting. All is quiet. The curtain rises, and we find Lieutenant Carstairs on the veranda with Ariadne in his arms. Right, go.
It's very quiet out there.
Yes.
It's unbelievably quiet.
Yes.
Do you think they will attack before morning?
No.
You're very taciturn, aren't you?
Yes.
Blimey, you've got a lot of words to learn, haven't you?
I told you he's not a professional. He won't take it seriously.
Now, come along, please. No temperaments. Now, carry on. Keep it going.
What chance do you think we have?
There's
darling?
one chance in a million. If we slips out of here tonight, and if I get to Delhi in the morning...
Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime.
I'll get him!
Now, please, Mr. Steptoe. Now, look, you're not giving your son a chance now. Come along, please. Let's be serious now. Carry on, Harold. You're very good. Now, your speech, Nemone.
Do you think we'll get out of this alive?
He won't if he don't turn it in.
Stick straight, please.
I'm sorry. Your father and Lord Carruthers are in the study now, discussing the terms they will present to the Mad Mullah.
Don't you mean the terms the Mad Mullah will present to us?
Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! I should have known it was foolish to try to deceive a soldier's daughter. But believe me, Ariadne, I promise you, I won't let those fiends take you alive. I've saved the last 2 bullets for us. That way, we shall always be together.
My darling.
Now, the door bursts open, and in stride Lord Carruthers and the General. Now, Lord Carruthers is very angry. All right, go.
No, I won't bother about the accent. I'll work on that later. I am not satisfied, Willoughby. Your Majesty's government has been seriously mizzled.
That's misled.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Misled. But needless to say...
Needless! Look, sometimes it's going to spoil
No,
it.
that's all right. Now, we'll sort it out. Now, please go on.
But needless to say, I have a plan. I bring a sausage from Her Majesty.
A sausage? Message! I'll put your glasses on. Oh, look, Roops. Couldn't you rewrite it, Roops? I mean, could you have him stand at the French windows and get killed by a stray bullet?
No, please, don't stop. Carry on.
What is this sausage? What is this message you bring?
It is a message from Her Majesty the Queen to Alf Garnet's chief.
The Afghan chief?
Yeah, the Afghan chief. It is a message of peace and goodwill between our 2 peoples, and as a gesture of friendship she has instructed me to present to the Mad Mullah a string of Peloponies.
Peloponies? Paolo Ponies.
Well, that's not my fault. It's that typist. She's run the 2 words one into the other.
That's the same in my script, and I have to say it as well. I knew there was Paolo Ponies, but she wouldn't give him a string of Peloponies. Would she?
Well, I don't know what the Afghans has for breakfast.
You can't read, you can't think, and you can't act. And the whole production's going to be a fiasco.
No, please, no, really, look, it's early days yet. No, it's only a read-through.
Well, look, Rose, my career's going to be in ruins before it's even started. Peloponies, you great bird!
He's very temperamental, ain't he? Well, come on, let's go through it all again.
Coming.
Good evening. I'm the dramatic critic of the East Acton Gazette.
Oh, please, do come in. Have a drink.
No, thank you. I've got one next door in your father's room. He was a great success, wasn't he?
Oh, did you think so? I was so busy with my part, I didn't have time to notice anybody else.
Well, your father sent me in to ask you if you were going to join him in the celebrations. They've offered him a contract, you know.
No. If you will excuse me, I got a bit of an headache. It was a very demanding part. I feel quite exhausted.
Yes, of course. I'll be off then. Enjoyed it very much. By the way, as a matter of interest, something you said in the third act confused me. What is a polypony?
It was a slip of the tongue. I made a mistake, that was all.
I see. I understand that was your last performance.
Yes. I've decided to retire. I mean, I only did it tonight to help them out.
Oh, well. Good luck.
Thank you. Don't bother to shut the door. I'm leaving myself.
Good night, sir.
Oh, good night, George.
Here, mister, can I have your autograph?
What for?
Oh, you're an actor, aren't you?
No, son. I'm a rag and bone, man.
You've been listening to Wilfred Bramble and Harry H. Corbett as Steptoe and Son, with Trevor Bannister as Rupert and Joe Manning Wilson, Michael McLean and Nicolette Mackenzie. Written and adapted for radio by Ray Galton and Alan Simpson, and produced by Bobby J.